It's called honor killing, and it's common in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and parts of Africa. Fathers kill their own daughters for being adulterous or anything they see or perceive as shameful. Khalida Brohi is a young Pakistani girl who witnessed honor killing firsthand. Her close friend was killed by her own family members. I spoke with her earlier today and asked her about the impact of this tragedy on her life.
More than a decade ago, I came very close to this custom when my very close friend was murdered by her uncle and father. At first, I couldn't believe it's something that exists. I mean, murdered in the name of a culture, I didn't really understand that. And I was 16 years old. All I knew was that I hate men for letting something like this happen. But then slowly I started to learn that it's a custom that is not only happening in Pakistan, but many countries around the world.
Many believe that honor killing is part of the Sharia law, and it's a manipulation and interpretation of Islam. How do you respond to that? Is it really part of Islam?
Islam does not allow us to kill. Not only Islam tells us to support women, it tells us to protect women. Today, when honor killings is connects to religion at some points, I feel like people have to understand that it's something even non-Muslims would do. It's something connected to their ego more than anything else.
What do you think is the root of honor killing in Pakistan and parts of Afghanistan?
In tribal areas of Pakistan, honor killing exists. And in those areas, what happens usually is that a woman is seen as a burden. These women are not contributing in anything. And more than anything, someone says something in the market and the whole situation comes on top of like honor. They think their dignity has been shattered by someone gossiping against their women or about their women. And so the only revenge is to get rid of that subject of dishonor, and they do it by killing their own person rather than defending their own women.
Khalida, you left your village, came to the States, and during one of your visits met an American man. Tell us about the challenges you personally went through convincing your father and family you want to choose this husband, you want to choose your own destiny and not be a subject of a forced marriage.
Right after the murder of my friend many years ago, it was announced that love was the major reason girls were being killed. And love is the sin that takes you away from the person you are and hands you to the Satan. And I was, when I first felt love, I was like, oh my God, God help me. I have to get rid of this because I'm committing a big sin. Even if I'm fighting against honor killings, that kind of brainwashing attitude still existed in me. Eventually, though, what happened was that we started learning so much that we found so many similarities in our own culture and religion. And he came to the terms where he's like, I'm actually a Muslim more than anything. And he announced his religion, his Islam, in a mosque. And that was when my family was slowly starting to listen to me.
A few years ago, you founded an organization called Suger. Tell us about this organization.
We feel like every woman in Pakistan has potential. The only thing that we can do is give them opportunities to unleash that potential in them. And when Suger started in 2009 as an idea, at first we were trying to just go and empower these women by giving them education about their rights and what works for them, what not. We started by creating a center inside a village. We brought one woman from every house, so at least 30 to 35 women came, and we gave them a 6-month-long training. But then we realized, like, what happens after that is the most important part. When they learn about their rights, they suddenly are very angry at their husbands, and they want to like go attack their husbands, and they're like, what has been happening to us? That is where we tell them about balance, about working with their husbands to create income for their families and become the other power in the family. So in 2012, finally, we worked with them to launch a big brand by these tribal women and called it Nomads, and started earning income for them. And slowly we scaled up to so many villages because of this success.
Do you think the government in Pakistan is doing enough in addressing these issues in the villages and rural areas?
Sadly to say, I come from a tribal area. My cousins are shepherd in the mountains. I know the government hasn't been doing enough to protect our women. But even if they create new laws, they have to make sure one thing, that their policies are implemented deep down in these villages where people don't even care about them because for them, tribal rules matter more than anything.
What are your hopes for the next generation of Pakistani women who are in high risk of honor killing?
We are looking at women at a very, very wrong perception. What we are thinking of them as victims, and that does not solve any of the problems. For us at Suger, we work with women to actually help them never come to that situation where they're being attacked by their husband because they're being empowered from the very beginning. We believe that honor killing can be prevented more than anything, or women are not just to be rescued off the streets.
Khalida Brahi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.